Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today's video is regarding collecting Social Security and why I've received multi-million views on talking about collecting Social Security at the earliest possible age of 62 years old. And we'll go into a few of the top reasons right now about the video. Right now, I just want to introduce you where I'm coming from. This is beautiful Sarasota, Florida at Nathan Benderson Park here at the home of the world champion rowing competition that they have right here at the tower. And I'm just up here on the first level of the tower to give you a little good optic here of the lake. They have to row all the way down here for a whole mile. And I don't think too many people out there that are collecting Social Security are doing that. But when you're in your prime, live your life. And when you get to be 62, the reason I think I get a lot of views on these videos is it's very simple. Social Security coming from the government is a big scam. I've been very honest and very blunt about what I think about the government trying to get you to wait until you're so much older, because people are only living on the average until they're 73 years old as a male in the U.S. And if you wait until you're 67, which is the full retirement age, and you can even go to 70 to get a few more dollars, they're hoping that you'll do that so they don't have to pay you that much money. I mean, they really, look at all the controversy right now that's going on about it running out of money or being a reduction in it or raising the age to collect. With all of this going on is what's inspired me to make another Social Security video and to tell you why you need to collect your free check. That's what I call it. Your free check, the money you paid in to the government in your taxes at the earliest possible age of 62. Now, I've always said there's only one reason, and one reason only, not to collect your Social Security at 62, and that is if you're making so much money and you love your job that you just want to keep on doing what you're doing, then you crush it. You keep on doing what you're doing. For the masses out there, and for me, I chose to collect at 62 because at 50 years old, we should be able to retire at 55. That should be the retirement age, in my opinion, because no one lives to be 100 years old, really, that many. And if you did, what kind of life are you having from 75, 70, 75, 80 years old, all the way to 100? I mean, what kind of life are you living, really? I mean, you're not out here rowing down this lake, and you're not doing jumping jacks, per se, unless you're Jack LaLanne. But at 50 years old, you've lived half of your life. And you spend 21 years growing up, just becoming from a child to a young adult. Then you spend another several years working and raising a family and trying to save money and paying a lot of debt and buying cars and homes and all this. And finally, when you get to be 50, you don't have 50 years left. You've got a lot less. You're way over half your life, and yet they want you to work for a dozen more years until 62 to claim your Social Security at the earliest possible age. And they don't really promote that because they don't want you to collect it. They use this story, this is where the scam is, that yeah, you can get it, but it's going to be a reduction. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose 30%. You're going to leave money on the table. You're a fool if you take your Social Security at 62. Wait 5 more years to 67, leave $105,000 sitting on the table that we don't have to pay you, and then we'll give you another $500 or $600, maybe even $700 today. You could get more 5 years later. In the meantime, you have aged way beyond your halfway point. You're not going to live to be 100. If you live to be 73 and beyond, I mean, that's really when you start losing this and this and this and your gizzards and your mobility. I mean, a lot of things start to break down for a lot of people. So why not collect money that will help you, even though you will still have to have a side hustle? Let me make one thing very clear early in the video. Collecting Social Security at 62, which I advocate, does not mean that that's the end of working for you, that you don't have to make any more money, that $1,700 a month, which is what I collect, is going to give you this great lifestyle to go out. I read comments all the time. How do you expect me to live on $1,400 or $1,700 a month? I'm making 60 grand a year right now, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Well, let's cover that. One, if you're making 60 grand a year, that's gross. You're not taking home that much. You probably have a serious high premium payment for health insurance coming out and a tremendous amount of taxes. So you're probably netting, 75% of that. And so what is that? And if you have a lot of debt, hey, it's all relative, right? The key to collecting your Social Security at 62 and having that money last you and get you by is by not having any debt. You must become debt-free. You must get rid of all forms of debt, even if it means selling your house and buying something smaller. Even if it means selling all that crap you got in your garage, canceling all those streaming services. There's nothing on TV worth watching anyway. And there's so many free channels you can get watching cable, not cable, but antenna, digital antenna air channels. I watch it every day, and it's the best shows. All that other garbage isn't even worth watching. And you can get gym memberships for $10 a month. So if you're paying more than that, cancel that gym and go to the $10 a month gym, because they get the same weights. So all these things, we'll go into other things you can do later about how to become more of a minimalist like I am. I live in an RV. I drive a paid for vehicle. I have 2 vehicles and I have no debt, 0 debt. The only thing I pay for is the basic essentials, rent, my car insurance, my food, my gas, and that's it. And a small credit card that I pay off every month. So folks, you must be debt-free. But how do you live on Social Security alone? You can't live on Social Security if you waited 5 more years and got the extra 500 or 600. Who are you kidding? You think that's some magical number that's going to just give you an easy street? When I say a side hustle and still work, I mean you can quit the grind of working 40, 50 hours a week and going into a job, paying money to go to that job, by the way, to support a car, your clothing, lunch money, all these different things that you got to pay to keep a job. So if you work only 20 to 25 hours a week doing a side hustle and doing something that you want to do, maybe it's only going to be on the weekends. Maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe it's during the middle of the night, a graveyard shift, or early in the morning where you're off at 8 or 10 in the morning, get your whole days. It's great. Get a job at a golf course where you pass out golf carts to people, or in the pro shop where you ring them up when they come in. Get free golf. And make an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month working part-time, what I call a side hustle, in addition to your $1,500 to $2,000 a month, somewhere in there that you would get it on your Social Security at 62. That's a game changer. And when you have no debt, no car payments, no credit card payments, you've got either a low rent or you're sharing rent or you're collaborating with someone else in your life, a spouse or a partner that's paying half of the other utilities and stuff. You got to figure out how to get the overhead low. Because why? You want to live a life that is good. And after 50 years old, you're waiting another 12 years until you can collect this Social Security. And now you've got, 11, 12 years left, possibly, before either a major illness hits you, a cancer, a heart attack, or, a bus hitting you, whatever it is. You have a lot less runway in front of you than you do behind you. At what point of your life do you want to say, enough is enough? I want to live for me. I want to be selfish. I want to go out and do what I want to do. I don't want to have to report to this prison job every day and deal with the drama and being underpaid and dealing with, only getting 2 weeks a year or 1 week a year vacation and paying all these taxes and stuff like that. Why not do something that you like to do and work the hours you want to work? That would be great, wouldn't it? And so get your Social Security at 62 and start living. Now, I'm 65. I started collecting at 62. 3 months before I turned 62, I contacted the Social Security office and I got my check 60 days after becoming 62, because you actually have to be 62 in 30 days, and then you have to wait 30 more days to get your first check. So you're going to be 2 months past your 62nd birthday to even get your first check. They kind of rook you on that. But I have collected now for 3 years, almost 4 years, about 45 or 46 payments. I am just under $80,000 that I've put in my bank account in my pocket, plus working a side hustle. I started out doing a little thing where you go to a grocery store and you hand out crackers and chicken nuggets, little samples, and I was meeting people. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It didn't pay a lot, but when I saw that extra money coming in on top of my Social Security, just think when they give you a bonus every year on your Social Security with the cost of living index, it went up about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, $150. Wasn't that exciting to get another $150 for the rest of your life more on your Social Security? Well, how do you think exciting it was when I was working passing out crackers and I was bringing in another several $100s a month by just going and having a good time wearing a bow tie in an air-conditioned grocery store, meeting people, passing out smiles and crackers. And on top of my Social Security, I was like, man, this is great. I'll never go back to work. This is the best life in the world. And then things changed for me. I became a successful YouTuber. Successful in the sense that successful to me, not successful to, some of the other YouTubers out there that make millions of dollars. But it's a great extra income because my channel is monetized and I get paid to go around and live my life and share it with people. I mean, this is a real blessing. This is the life that I never even could dream of. Plus I get that free check deposited. I don't even have to go to a bank to cash a check. I just get that on the certain day of the month, every month, like clockwork, that's $1,700. And it goes right in there. And then after 3 years, I received Medicare. I got insurance, medical insurance. And that's a free policy too. They have a pay-for policy and they have a free policy. And just like I advocate get your Social Security at 62, I advocate get the disadvantage plan that people like to call it. They like to scorn and scoff and mock the disadvantage plan. It's called the Advantage Plan, and that's what most people in the country take. The supplement plan that you pay for once you reach 65 costs you about $5,000 a year, $4,000 a year. And if you got the money and that's what you want to do, go ahead. That's for another day. That's another video. And we'll make some more videos on that because I haven't made enough on them. But back to the Social Security. 62, I've collected almost $80,000 in my pocket. I started out passing out crackers and cookies and chicken nuggets. Then my YouTube channel got a little more successful because I made some videos like this. I've gotten over 20 million views on my YouTube channel. And several million of those were just specifically on the Social Security videos, and they continue to get views today and comments today. So if you would feel free, if you would like, you can comment on my previous videos that I made almost a year ago, and I will answer you because I'm notified on every comment I get. And the only pushback I ever really receive on collecting Social Security at 62 from anyone has always been from some financial counselor or somebody that wants you to keep working so that they can keep you using them, investing your money in the stock market or all these different things because they make money. Everybody else, 99.9% of the people that have watched my videos have wrote to me, have commented to me how thankful they were that they see the math now and how fooled they were about leaving $105,000, which is what I would collect if I waited 5 years. I would miss out on, I should say. And they're like, wait a minute, what is that 30% I was going to lose? What is that penalty? What is all that talk? In fact, a lot of people, thousands of people, weren't even aware you could collect Social Security at 62. They heard about 65 because of Medicare and waiting till 67 and always heard that myth that you'll get penalized or get less. So why even think about it at 62? Until they heard the math and the explanation that I've got on other videos you can go back and look at in my playlist. They give you a whole write-out of what you lose by not collecting for 5 years. You would have to live, folks, till 80 years old almost to ever see any more money than you will get by waiting at any age later than 62. Now, I ask you a question. How many people die before they even reach 80? How many people have died before they reach 65? How many people are dying when they first get their first check, at 67? Or at 75, they didn't even surpass by trying to live till 80. And what are you going to do at 80 years old with all this extra money that you're going to surpass? Why not live now? Why not go out and do what you want to do? Go and see your family. Go and visit the grandkids. Go to the beach. Read a book. Take up that nice side hustle job, and travel. I got a travel trailer. Let me tell you something. The RV world, it's like the boating world. I live in Florida. It is huge. If you don't own an RV or if you don't own a boat, you wouldn't know. But there are millions of people that have boats in Florida, like they have swimming pools. And RVs across this country, I've traveled a couple of times now with a couple of different RVs. There are more RV parks and RV selling centers and RV owners than you can even imagine that are enjoying life. Some don't even use them anymore. They just let them sit next to their house. They use it once or twice. Other ones like me are living in them. Other ones use them all they can. I mean, it's just a wonderful life. And you're talking about seeing a beautiful country that we have here, the USA, that you can go out and check out. The mountains, the lakes, the eastern, the northern, the southern, Florida to Nevada to California. I mean, have that on your bucket list. Live your life so that in your latter part of your life, you've got some assistance coming in free of charge at 62. It's going to be more money than you'll ever get by waiting. And then if you have a side hustle that you can pick up and quit whenever you want and go back to it, you can name your own hours. Maybe you want to work for yourself. You can even make a lot of money working for yourself if you have a skill. Auto mechanics, house cleaning, pick up some kind of a sole proprietorship and name your own ticket to make another $1,000 or $2,000 a month with your $1,500 to $2,000 a month Social Security check. And anyway, that's really why I wanted to make this video, is because what people don't realize, they get hung up on this math, the money, and they forget, and I'm gonna look at you in the eye here. I got glaucoma, but I'm in the shade. They forget that life is short. You are here but just a very short time, and nobody's promised tomorrow. You could absolutely get a cancer or a heart attack from 40 years old on, and you could get hit by a bus today. You don't know when your last day will be. Do you want to gamble all of that when you're able to work your way in the next couple of years before you get to be 62 to get yourself out of debt, to get rid of a lot of things so you can figure it out on paper with math that, hey, I could just work this side job. I could go to Publix or Winn-Dixie or one of the grocery stores that they have that, if that's not one you've ever heard of, Kroger or something, and pass out crackers. Or I could maybe start a YouTube channel, or I can fix cars, or I can clean houses, or I can go to a golf course and sit in the air conditioning and collect their money when they want to come play golf, or sit on a golf cart and be a marshal and go around and, or pass out golf cart keys to people and get free golf. You can figure out a million things you can do to make money. This is America. You can make money by like falling out of bed, especially a couple of grand a month. I mean, and I don't care about inflation. I don't care what things cost today. If you have $2,000 a month coming in and another $1,500 to $2,000 a month coming in from Social Security, and you don't have any debt or just the basic, and you've gotten rid of the HOAs, the high mortgages, maybe you don't have a mortgage, the homeowners insurance, all of these things, car payments, streaming services, you'll find that it's not how much money you make, it's how much you got to pay out every month. That's the key. And then live your life. A lot of things are free. I mean, this is free what I'm doing today. Didn't cost me a penny to come here. Look at this gorgeous place. And I'm getting in exercise and feeling healthy. I was sick for the last week, and I would have given everything to be back to doing what I'm doing right now. None of that means anything without health. And so if you wait till you're 67 and you're still alive and you got that extra $500 or $600 coming in, but you've since had a heart attack, or you've had a cancer, or you just don't feel good anymore, or your faculties have changed and you've gone, 5 years ago when I was 62, I would have done that. I would have traveled around the country. I would have done this or that, but I just don't want to anymore. I've aged. I feel different. And let me tell you, it's true, because at 65, soon to be 66, I'm not the same as I was at 62. I mean, when I bend down to wipe my tires on my car when I leave a car wash, my knees hurt trying to get up. So things will start, but my faculties, thank God, are still great. I still feel young at heart. I'm still ready to crush it every day and get out there and live. And this is what I promote on my channel, is for all of us to crush it, because we all want to live a very happy, joyful life, and don't get hung up on money and 401s and pension plans and even health insurance. If you're relatively healthy and you say, well, what if I quit my job at 62? I have my health insurance there. I won't have health insurance. Well, here's the honest truth, folks. I get asked that more than anything else about collecting Social Security at 62. What do you do? I'll tell you what I did. For 33 years before I turned 62, I worked for myself. I had no health insurance. I did not work for ABC Company. I worked for Tim, and I had no health insurance. I've been a relatively very healthy person my entire life. Most of my family's healthy. I don't have any, I got some eye issues now, but I do have health insurance for that. But I never really had any need that I needed to go and pay a lot of money to a hospital or a doctor. Nothing that I couldn't go to a quick med or somewhere. I mean, if something did major happen, they got payment plans. But they do have Obamacare. If you quit your job and you cancel your insurance and you feel like you got to have it, if you don't make a lot of money, you get subsidized by getting the Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act health insurance. And many millions of people are collecting it. I did, even myself, for a while. But once you start making any good money, the subsidy goes down and health insurance is expensive. Even if you're working, tell me you're not paying a lot of money for family health coverage at your job. And so I absolutely just canceled my insurance. And then at 65, I had to take Medicare, and I got it. And I'm using it. I don't go every day to the doctor, but I'm using it for my eye surgery, and it's free. And so I'm using it. And I go get blood work and stuff done that I never did in my life, and get some things checked out. But if something major happens, I am covered now. So you only got to go a few years, and it is a gamble, but that's your choice, folks. You can either leave $105,000 or $100,000 basically on the table, or you can put that money in the bank. And just like somebody said the other day, they were looking at one of those commercials about auto maintenance, extended warranties. They want you to give them $150 a month forevermore, as long as you own your car. And if you ever break down, they'll fix your car. Well, number one, they're never going to fix your car because everything is never covered. It's a big scam. Number two, and they've faced a $10 million, I won't name the company, a $10 million lawsuit for false advertising. Number two, you could take that same $150 and put it in the bank, and if you ever need to fix your car, there is the money. If you don't, you still got your money. You can do the same thing with health insurance. You can, self-insure yourself and put $100 or something away if you want every month into an account for any kind of a medical thing. So there's all kinds of ways to look at it. But am I going to leave $100,000 on the table when I'm not promised tomorrow and I can start living my life and I'm in the best window, actually the final chapter almost, of a real healthy person's life? Am I going to risk all that for waiting and to keep insurance? No, not me personally. You do you, though. You do you. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I'm an advocate on collecting Social Security at 62. It's a scam about getting them to convince you to wait. It's only for the government not to pay you, and for people that are using you to get you to invest money in stocks and bonds and all these things and keep building your portfolio. Meanwhile, you're still going to jobs, prison jobs I call them, and you're working. I have a prison job. This is my prison job right here at YouTube. It's just a saying that I have. But, if you're a prisoner to a place that you have to show up to every day for 40 hours a week to a certain time, and then you're released at a certain time to go home, shower, eat, get a good night's sleep, and then tomorrow he's or she is saying, be here and doing this job for me for another 8 hours, that's a prison. You're on a work release program. So won't it be nice to be able to get to that point one day where you wake up and you go, you know what? I think I'll do what Tim wants to do. I'm going to make this a Tim day and another day and another. And for every day that I get to choose what I want to do, go out and see, meet people, share some smiles and kindness, buy somebody a cup of coffee. The good Lord's going to bless you too if you live a clean life and you do the right thing. And that's also a time that you should consider at 62 to leave all of those bad habits you did when you were younger behind you. You're a grown ass adult now. Put childish things away, as the Bible says. You don't need to be drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, smoking marijuana. You don't need to be doing any of that pill popping, any of that stuff. Get healthy, live your life. Why take an extra hour or day off your life by spending it on some kind of short-term pleasure of living in some la-la land when you're not even really your sober self? So quit all that crap too. Get rid of your debt, get rid of your bad habits, collect your Social Security at 62, pass out smiles, be kind, look for the Lord for all your direction, and you'll always crush it.